forgot to record. Yeah, fine. So let's get into visibility control. The next topic. Visibility control is determined using access specifiers. So access specifiers, there are 4 access specifiers in Java, that is public, protected, friendly and private access specifiers. So here these access specifiers are used with classes, interfaces and members of the classes. So here you can see public. So which is public, it means it can be accessed or used anywhere in the project. So public components or public elements are accessible to anyone in the project. Anyone in the sense any class from other packages also. Protected. So let me explain you here. You can see, assume I have packages like pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. There are 3 packages in the project. In package 1, there are classes like A, B and C is inheriting from B. That is C except B. In package 2, assume there are classes X and Y. Y is extending from B. Then in package 3, P and Q is extending from B. So here this B is present in package 2. And sorry, package 1 here you can see. So here there are individual classes as well as inherited classes in the package. So here when we qualify a component with protected, so here accessed in the current class. So the thing is current class, then inherited class in the same package and other classes in the same package. So the thing is, assume a member in class B is marked as protected. Then that member is available to class B, that is accessed in the current class, then inherited class in the same package. So here the member present in the B is visible to C also. So here you can see because C is inheriting from B. Then other classes in the same package, I mean to say from component A we can access B's member also. That is, whenever you declare something inside class B, inside package 1 as protected, then that is visible to class B, then inherited components, inherited classes and also the other classes in the same package. And when it comes to package 2, package 3, only in the inherited classes it is visible. So only in the inherited classes, this one. Q and Y, because I am talking about some member inside the B. Similarly, if you take, let me go private so that it is easy to understand. So here, accessed in the current class only, I mean to say in class A, assume you declared a variable as private, then that variable is available to class A only. You cannot access from outside the class A, even from the same package also. Even the private members of a class are not inherited also. It means if some other class is inheriting from A, or in inherited subclass also, the private members of A are not visible. That is having high restrictions, we can say. So when you qualify a variable or a method with a private, it means it is having high restrictions. And here friendly or default access specifier. That is something like if you are not mentioning any access specifier with a component, it means that it is having friendly access specifier. If you see in our example, sleep method here, eat, sleep, run methods are not having any access specifiers. Even animal class does not have any access specifier. I did not mention any public or private or protected before this animal class. If you see test drive method, it is having public or access specifier over there. So here, if you are not mentioning any access specifier with any element in the class or on the class, it means that it is having default access specifier. So when it is having default access specifier, the friendly access specifier is the alternate name of default access specifier. Then that member is accessed in the current class. It is visible in the current class as well as inherited classes in the same package, or other classes in the same package also. Simply, we can say default access specifier as package level access specifier. It means that particular member is available to entire package. Now, if you go to protected, I just repeat, the members that are marked as protected are available to current class, example B, then inherited classes and other classes in the same package, and only inherited classes from other packages. So that's about public, protected, friendly, private access specifier. Public is not having any restrictions, whereas private is having high restrictions. So I just mentioned the order over there, private high restriction, then little bit free is friendly or default access specifier, which is called as package level. It means that particular number is available to entire package. The next one is that member is available to entire package and subclasses from different packages also. And the next one is public, which is available from any other package, anywhere from any package. So that's about access specifiers. Then let me talk something about interfaces. Before getting into interfaces, we shall discuss polymorphism. I'm just looking for polymorphism where I have mentioned. Give me a minute. Yes, polymorphism. So here polymorphism is another OOPS concept. So we have discussed class, object, encapsulation, inheritance under OOPS concepts. Then even abstraction also comes under OOPS concepts. Polymorphism. So polymorphism is where one object behaving differently at different situations. So let me explain you by example. So I am considering the same hierarchy which we have been used in our previous samples. So animal, mammal, dog. So here animal is having properties eat, sleep, run. Mammal has gives milk and inherited properties. Dog, of course, bark method and inherited properties from mammal as well as animal. Now, let me show you where is my abstraction. So here if you see the abstraction example which we executed yesterday. So animal 1, yes, dog object dog object dot run. So dog object dot run, when invoked, so it gets into dog class, and is there run method? Of course, dog1 runs. And let me refer to inheritance, this example. Yes. So animal object I created. I am referring to test drive inheritance which I executed in our previous session. Let me show you. There is animal class, mammal class which is extending from animal, dog class which is extending from mammal. And in animal class, all the properties are having definitions, that is eat, sleep, run. So animal eats, animal sleeps, animal run. Then mammal gives milk. Of course, dog bark method, and rest are inherited methods. Now on animal object eat, sleep. So what I'll do is I'll execute this. Yes. On animal object, these two. So animal object dot eat, animal object dot sleep. So the results are animal eats and animal sleeps. Done. Then on mammal object dot run. So when this statement is invoked, JVM gets into mammal class. Is there any run method physically available? So not available. Then it goes to extension here, extended parent. Then here it executes and displays animal run. So if you observe over there, I used mammal object dot run, and it is displaying its parent's behavior, that is animal run. Here in this case, I want something like if mammal object is being used and run method, of course the parent's behavior, I don't want displaying animal runs. Instead, I want mammal runs because I am using mammal object. Then I am expecting that it should display mammal's behavior, mammal's inherited behavior, mammal specific. Then in that case, what we are doing is we can override this run method in mammal class. So let me create one class and execute that sample, that is method overriding, we call it as class test drive method overriding demo. And let me copy from this animal class as well as mammal dog. I will mark as animal 2, mammal 2 and dog 2. I save it. Then from test drive inheritance, I will copy these statements. In main method, I am pasting here. So let me use animal 2. So I am creating animal 2 object. Animal 2, then mammal 2, mammal 2. Save this. Yes, let me delete this, execute this. Yes, here goes. So for animal eat, animal sleep, so it is displaying animal eats, animal sleeps. And I am using mammal object and run. So let me take you. So you can give a right click and go for open implementation. It's this one, open declaration. So here, so animal runs. What I am expecting is I am using mammal object and I want to display mammal specific behavior of run that is inherited from parent. So here we can do that. How I am doing is, let me go into mammal class. Here, override, override run method. So how do we override? So run method, you can copy this, then paste here. So here we are giving a new definition for run method in child class. So overriding is nothing but redefining the method. So we already have a definition for run method in parent class and we are redefining it in subclass. So here I can write here mammal 2. So in this case what happens is, now when I execute this, you can see. So when mammal object dot run method is invoked, this one, so open declaration, yes, here goes mammal2 class run method. So here I have overridden the run method definition and here this gets executed and it is displaying mammal2 dot run, that is mammal2 runs. So this is how we override. So here parent methods that are inherited to children can be overridden in child classes. So that is to be observed here. Suppose if I want the parent behavior also, then in that case you can use, suppose what I want is when I am using mammal object dot run, it is displaying mammal dot run. I want to refer to parent behavior also inside this run method. In that case, you can use super keyword. So let me introduce super keyword. Super keyword. So it is used to refer to parent behavior. So parent members you can say generally if you want. So here I am using super dot run method. You can see over there, super dot. So when I add this statement, so what happens is run method when it is invoked on mammal object, this gets executed the first statement. So here it goes, here executes this, next this. So let me run this. So here you can see these two statements are the result of this invocation. This invocation. So if you want to refer to parent members, then you can use the super keyword dot members. So super refers to the parent class. So like this keyword we have already seen, that refers to current class object. Similarly, the super keyword refers to the parent class. So here, let me talk about polymorphism now, because we have done method overriding. So in method overriding, what we have done is we can override the parent behavior in child class. Now polymorphism is where one object behaving differently at different situations. For this, I am making use of the same hierarchy and write another sample. So let me create go new Java class test drive polymorphism demo. Finish. Then I am making use of method overriding all the pieces of code. Copy, paste, and let me rename animal 3, mammal 3, animal 3, dog 3, mammal 3. Yes. I repeat, I have class animal 3. In that, eat, sleep, run methods are defined. Then I have mammal 3, which is extending from animal 3, and in mammal 3 I have overridden the run method, and inside run method, if you want, you can refer to parent behavior also, of course. I am commenting this, and let me use simple statement here. Then gives milk is specific to mammal 3, then dog 3, which is extending from mammal 3, and dog 3 has bark method. Now I use animal object. So animal 3, animal 3, animal reference. Creation of a object is in a single statement, that is animal 3. I can split that in two statements also, that is declaring a reference variable first. Declare the, better say, object reference variable, we call it as object reference variable. Then use that animal reference, control space, equals to new animal 3, yes. Then map the object reference variable to the object, that is mapping. So creation of a object, the single compound statement can be split into two statements, two simple statements also. So in the first step I created a remote control, and in the second I am pointing that remote control to animal 3. Then my animal or the reference, that is my remote control, will start behaving like an animal. So when I use animal reference dot eat, it will display animal eats. So let me execute this. Of course, it will display animal eats. Now I want this animal to be behaving like a mammal or a dog. It is possible. If you refer back to our easier relationship, observe that animal, mammal, dog are in the hierarchy. So animal being the grandparent, mammal being the parent, and dog being the child of mammal. So here dog is a mammal. Yes. Dog is an animal. Yes. Mammal is an animal. Yes. Easy relationship satisfies between subclass and superclass. So in reverse, animal is a dog. So animal is a dog. Saying animal is a dog may not be correct. Animal may be a camel, animal may be a lion, animal may be a tiger. So saying in reverse, that is animal is a dog, is not appropriate. So it is invalid actually. So here you can see animal is a dog. No. Animal is a mammal. No. Mammal is a dog. No. So the thing is, when you are using easy relationship, one thing, those components should be involving in inheritance. Second thing is, easy relationship can be used subclass to superclass, not superclass to subclass. So those two things are to be noted here. Now, polymorphism can be applied to those components that are participating in inheritance. So what my intention is, the animal remote control which we just created, I want that animal remote control to be behaving like mammal or dog. So animal object behaving like mammal, animal object behaving like dog. So that can be achieved. So by using polymorphism. So here I say I want the remote control to behave like mammal object. As of now, animal remote control is behaving like an animal object because it is mapped to animal. So I want that animal remote control, same animal remote control, to start behaving like mammal object. Yes, it can be done. So it can be done. I am doing that here. This remote control, whatever I have created. So let me take this. Equals to here assign new mammal 3. Observe that. Now the same remote control is mapped to mammal 3. In that case, this animal reference will start behaving like mammal object. So we can cross check that. So here animal reference dot. So I say dot run. Save it. So animal reference dot run. Look here. So let me take you to run method in mammal because my animal reference at this state is pointing to mammal 3 object. So let me take you to mammal class. Here goes. So the run method. So it has run method and it displays mammal 2 runs. So let me execute this. As you can see, mammal 2 runs. Similarly, on mammal object, we can say that is remote control that is mapped to mammal object, animal reference dot sleep. So my animal remote control now behaving like mammal. When I say sleep, then it gets into sleep method in mammal. Is sleep method physically seen? No. Then mammal 3 is extending from animal 3. So immediately JVM gets into this animal 3. Animal 3 sleep method. This. Then it displays. If you want mammal specific sleep, then you have to override that here. You can override the sleep method as well as eat method also, because eat, sleep, run are inherited from parent animal class. So in these two statements, in these statements, this part, and this part, the remote control is same. My remote control is of animals and which is mapped to animal object, is behaving like animal here. Whereas here, you can see the same remote control is now mapped to mammal object and it is behaving like mammal here, you can see. When I say run, then it is displaying mammal run. Of course, when I say sleep, a sleep method is not overridden in mammal, it is displaying obviously the parent's behavior, that is animal sleep. So here, how this animal remote control is behaving differently in different situations is due to polymorphism. So polymorphism can be achieved technically by assigning a subclass object. Mammal 3 is a subclass object. Mammal is subclass. Assigning subclass object to superclass reference variable. So I believe I have marked that here under. No, let me write here. Here, this one. So a superclass reference variable is assigned a subclass object. Subclass object. So in that case, the superclass remote control will start behaving like subclass. So that is the main purpose. So that is assigning subclass object to behave the animal as mammal. If you want, you can assign dog object also. So to the same animal reference dot. So if you say 8, sorry, I need to assign dog object, right? First, let me assign dog object equals to new dog 3. Now, my same remote control of animal is behaving like dog here. Animal reference dot eat. So here animal reference eat. Of course, each method definition is not overridden here. So it gets into mammal now. Mammal also, it does not have any each method overridden. So it gets into animal this. If you have overridden, then it gives the overridden definition. Yes. So at this point, the same remote control is behaving like mammal. And at this point, the same remote control is behaving like dog. So this is how we have achieved is assigning the subclass object to superclass remote control. That is nothing but my animal remote control is behaving like an animal here, like a mammal here, like a dog here. So in that case, those dog, mammal, animal are to be participating in inheritance. Else you cannot assign the subclass object because we cannot say subclass at least. So subclass only you can say when there is inheritance relationship between those two classes. So that's about polymorphism and overriding. So in polymorphism, you can make use of overriding concept also. So I repeat, overriding is redefining. So you need to use this term redefining because already there is a definition for that particular method in parent class. Now in subclass, you are going to redefine it according to subclass specific behavior. So redefining superclass method in subclass is known as overriding. Whereas polymorphism is something like assigning subclass object to superclass reference variable, that is technically we achieve polymorphism. So superclass remote control will start behaving like subclass object when assigned subclass. Here, so try accessing. So my animal reference is here, animal remote control mapping to dog object. So animal remote control mapping to dog object. Can I use dog specific property on this remote control because the animal remote control is behaving like a dog? So can I use dog specific property? So try animal reference dog specific property is bar. You can see when I type bar, content assist is not displaying any method that begins with bar, B. When I say this, look at the error. The method bark is undefined for a type animal. The thing is, this animal reference is the remote control of animal. And on animal remote control, we have only 3 buttons as of now, that is eat, sleep, run. There is no button corresponding to gives milk or bark because that remote control belongs to animal. So animal remote control has only eat, sleep, run buttons on it. That is why when you try accessing subclass specific behavior, then JVM will complain that the subclass specific methods are not available on that remote control because that remote control actually belongs to superclass. So I deliberately tried using bark method on animal remote control which is mapped to dog object. Just to show you that this is not possible because that remote control belongs to animal, and for animal remote control we have only 3 buttons in our sample, eat, sleep, run. So there is no button corresponding to bark and gives milk. That is why JVM will highlight this error. Is that okay? Are you clear with the method overriding, then polymorphism, two concepts?
Yeah, we are okay.
In understanding?
No, probably like we need to try creating some samples.
Right. You can try working on few samples. That is simple thing you need to remember is for method overriding, you are redefining the superclass method in subclass. When we talk about
Okay.
polymorphism, then you are assigning a subclass object to superclass remote control. Then that superclass
Okay.
remote control will behave like the subclass object. Those two things you need to remember. This thing. So animal remote control is being assigned to subclass object. let me comment out here because it will throw an error then. So here what I'll do is I'll copy that error message, the method, paste here for your reference. Okay, for now I am winding up the session because if I get into another topic then it will take time and it will be, it takes more than 5 minutes. So I will share the video on YouTube as usual. You can access it and I'll share the sample, the piece of code which we executed in our session. And we shall meet tomorrow, same time. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Amit.
All right.
Bye, Amit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, right. Bye.